process, I don't know, because we are having lot of problems now actually.
Yeah. The rural areas are having a lot of problems. The students are not having the mobile phones.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
difficult to connect with them. Yeah, I can understand this. But the
really.
future will only tell us, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
whether to go for this online or after some days, I mean, offline classes are also going to start.
But I personally feel, madam,
Hmm.
that face-to-face teaching is quite better than the online.
There's no
Because
doubt about it. No
yeah,
doubt about it, Dr. Randive. But then the
yeah,
problem is, I mean, due to this COVID-19, we have to stay apart, but still we want to get connected. So the best way to get connected is online only. I mean, we really don't have any other options in front of us.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Dr.
Yeah,
Ashutosh.
hi. Yeah. So how are you doing? Are you in the department or at home?
No. Today is Saturday, so I didn't go today. I mean, usually I go to the department because sitting at home, you cannot work, you know. You really need to go to the department and then work from home. I mean, it's a good phrase, but then unless and until you go to the department, the work is
Yes,
not
yes,
done.
yes.
Hmm?
Yeah. So, Mike, how are you?
Fine,
Hello.
thank you. It's very early morning for us in Sweden,
So
so
nice to see you in the early morning. Yes. But for you, I think you wake up about 4 o'clock. Is it right?
no, not that early. So usually little bit before 6 is my normal time, and bedtime
Okay.
before 10.
Yeah. So who is the host? I think we,
Yeah,
Dr.
Dr. Randive and Dr. R.C. Moglewar.
Okay.
Dr.
So,
Pankaj and
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Rajdeep Utane, both of them are the conveners for this. I mean, you all can
okay.
speak to Dr. Ashutosh, Dr. Michael, and Dr. Shankpal also. Rajdeep and Pankaj.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So Pankaj is the convener. Pankaj Meshram is one of the convener.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Rajdeep Utane. Where is Rajdeep?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Rajdeep Utane is the
Yes,
other
ma'am.
convener for this
Okay.
conference. Both of them have taken a lot of pain, and then 1,500
YouTube channel को
plus
कर देना.
registrations they could get for this conference.
Yeah. And then how many participants is registered?
Pankaj, you can speak about this.
Ma'am, actually, sir, more than 1,500 registration have done so far. Sir, I'm Pankaj Mishram, working as head in the Department of Chemistry of Sri Limda Patil Mahavidyalaya Manda.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. Right now,
Madam has come. Aarti Madam has come. Aarti Madam has come.
She will be joining shortly.
Okay, she's
She
yet
will
to
be
join.
joining shortly.
Okay, no problem. Even the organizers for this conference, okay, both of them are at the remote places, and the students will get a lot of benefit out of this conference also.
Yeah. So how about the background of the students? They all are masters or?
Dr. Randive, you can speak about this.
Good morning, Ashutosh Tiwari sir. Good morning, Sankapal sir.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good
Am
morning,
I
sir.
audible? Am I
Yeah.
audible? Sir, actually, this international webinar we are conducting jointly with, in association with Hingnau College. One more college is there as affiliated to RTM Nagpur City. Hello.
Yes, you're audible, doctor.
Hello. Okay. Actually, basically, regarding this webinar, I would like to say here that we contacted to Joshna Mishra madam, and we put up the proposal with her. And actually, previously, initially we thought to conduct a national webinar, but madam says that when we are having the international speakers, so why don't we go for the international webinar now? So Joshna madam has helped in all way to organize this webinar actually. And then we thought that what topic should be decided. So madam said, then why don't we go for the advanced material now actually. So that's why by considering all these factors, and because the advanced material nowadays playing a very vital role now in day-to-day life and even science and technology also. So that's why we thought that definitely we'll go on this topic now. So
मी
on
कॅमेरा बंद करून
international
ठेवतो व्हिडिओ कमीत कमी
webinar,
इंटरनेट यूज कॅमेरा बंद करून ठेवा
hello.
Yeah, please
Yes,
go
sir,
ahead.
you are
Yeah,
audible.
we are
Yeah,
listening.
so actually, basically, from the research point of view, all the research scholar, we expected to join here in this international webinar. You are not only research scholar, those who are many professors, lecturers, those who are related with this field particularly. Actually, advanced material, no doubt, it is not only related with the physics, it is related with the chemistry also, because it is important to both. I can say now that this is not only physics, chemistry, it is completely science field. It is related to the science field, and which is the basic need of present scenario. Various these advanced metals are preparing now, and lot of research work is also going on. So by considering all these factors, we thought we will definitely think about this topic now, and then finalize this topic along with the Joshna madam, and then we proceed for this international webinar. And today day has come now. We are going to start this international webinar very soon. Particularly for this, particularly I can, on behalf of all the staff members, my colleagues, some of the students, I thank to Dr. Michael sir for accepting my invitation. Dr. Sankapal sir for accepting our invitation, not my invitation only, this is our invitation. Even Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari also accepted our invitation. Sankapal sir also accepted our invitation. And especially my thanks to Joshna Mishra madam actually, because of her initiation only, we could organize this
Thank you so much.
international webinar. So I can say my special thanks to Mishra madam. So today, because of Mishra madam only, we can meet together now on this webinar. That is a very auspicious day for me, I can say now, because my college is at very rural and background area now. Even some of the students are not able to pay the fee also, sir. That much position is there. And maximum when the rainy season start, maximum students are belongs to that means village area, and their main job cultivation. That means their main field
Farming.
is the
Farming.
cultivation now. So maximum when the farmer goes to their field now, along with them to help them actually, students also go. So generally in rainy season when the particularly paddy area there, that paddy area, during that paddy area, na, sir, where our strength is also reduced too much now. Because they say that along with the study, we have to look after about the our farm also. So
Agriculture.
agriculture. So that's why we cannot concentrate it fully 100% from the that means teaching point of view. So that is the drawback what I am observing here particularly. So anyhow, but that is also that we can't avoid for them now. So because when their main cultivation is the agriculture now, so definitely we should think in that direction also. But students are very much interested in all the direction. Actually, honestly, I'm saying, sir, my college is a very nice college. My staff is also very nice. They are all are research oriented now, and they are trying to uplift at very high level. But unfortunately, students standard, what I can say, that is very, very low now actually. My staff are day and night, they are trying for the good purpose, good job, but unfortunately, we are not reaching to that stage. That is the main drawback. And though it is in rural area, but students are also, apart from the teaching, that means education, actually in extracurricular activities, they are very much strong, sir, actually. In all the field, even my college got the, NSS, National Service, Social Service, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually that is a central government scheme now. So
Mhm.
every year my students is selected for the Republic Day parade, sir. Actually on 26 January that will be held. So in all over India, when my college students representing, so that is the honor for my college now I can say. We
Right,
have
right.
NCC also, sir, National Cadet Corps, that is specially for the girls. And uh, near about alternate year I can say now, that means it is very difficult to represent the ID parade, but my college 3 girls so far have represented the ID parade also, that is Republic Day parade, and that is honor to my college now I can say, that my college is doing in this way very good, sir, actually. Only from the education point of view, teaching point of view, when they are from the rural area and backward area, so that we cannot reach. Otherwise, rest of the thing is very, very nice, sir.
So students are coming from the local areas or they come from the other places also?
Other
Doctor,
places, madam. Actually, my college, that means that is at Mandad.
hmm,
That is at Gram Panchayat area actually. That comes under even not town also.
okay,
Mandad is a place that is in Gram Panchayat area. And
okay,
nearby catchment area is totally villages, small villages, which are having
okay.
500 house, 500 home, 300, 200 like that. So
Okay.
even students are not having the proper dress also, I can say. So that much position is there. But still, students are trying at their level. And we hope definitely some students will come out from this also.
I think Dr. Pradeep, you are doing a wonderful job. Especially, like I'm also coming from the village side in India.
Oh,
We had similar sort of issues at the beginning, but now we improved a lot. Even I started a law college in my village. That
oh,
time we had a lot of issues and we were thinking a similar, like uplifting the village students, especially the youth. And they all are doing well. And almost 10 years after I could see our institutes now even have 5-year LLB programs, and most of the rural area is today, sort of surroundings, and they much more dependent on the agriculture, and sort of initiation given them opportunity to think, more non-conventional way. So now we have different, other opportunities, like they started their business.
oh,
Even right now, we created online ventures where they could, sell their products at different part of district. So
oh, very nice.
the small initiation sometime, give at least new opportunity. So really, I appreciate at least Professor Meshram to bring us in this like 2 days program. I always love to visit Nagpur. I was been in February. It was February or March, I think. February. I think one day it was very quick trip, but I think after 15 years, I could see Professor Meshram, and it
Right,
was a
right,
wonderful day.
right.
Yeah.
Before that, we were
Oh,
in South Africa.
Yeah, we
South
met first
Africa.
time in South Africa, yeah, Cape
Yeah.
Town.
Yeah, Cape Town.
Yeah.
It was one of the
oh,
conference that we
yeah.
all were there together.
Oh, very nice, sir. Very nice. Very nice. Actually, you know, Nagpur, it is a orange city very well. and
Yeah.
and and I can say, unfortunately, the good quality of the orange we people won't get to it now. All that will be exported.
Yeah, you're right. No, this is
Yeah.
actually also Indian culture. More, if you see, like even in our home, so more like kitchen who cook the food normally eat no sort of the best food probably served and like whatever the
Correct.
remaining sort of things
Yeah.
eat by themselves. So this is a sort of Indian culture. As you said, the best orange you probably export, and Nagpur people probably have the rest of the orange.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, so
Hello.
Mike, probably you maybe a little bit introduce yourself. You are entrepreneur. He created a lot of innovation activities. He's very active, and he loved to serve for village boys, young. I mean, especially like who really would like to do something extraordinary. So, Mike, probably you introduce yourself.
Yes, basically now what I'm doing is that how to make more usefulness from the research findings. So this is my new avenue which I have been going into. So, and then it's about how to adapt the technology with the regional values so they interact. So I use some learnings from European Commission program so that we can try to implement also into the project. So we are considering them. So this entrepreneurial focus is getting more and more for me over the years. So it will be interesting to see how it will look like in 10, 15 years, because now I've been in research 25 years. So
Hello,
hopefully
extremely sorry for interrupting you, sir. Dr. Michael, sir. I'm extremely sorry. It's already been 10, so we have to start our session. We have to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
our conference.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
with the permission of Dr. Randive, sir, and Dr. Aarti Mogliwar, ma'am, may I start the session, sir, ma'am?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Very good morning, one and all. Hello, everyone, respected patrons, the eminent speaker, research students, academicians, and all other learned participants. A very good morning to one and all. I, Pankaj Meshram, Head Department of Chemistry of Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandad, working as head in the Department of Chemistry, and one of the convener of today's event, that is online international conference on advanced material smart future. This conference is being jointly organized by two institutions, that is Sri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandad and Sri Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna. Both the institutions are affiliated to RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. Welcome once again, all of you. Dear participant, dear esteemed speakers, the outbreak of corona pandemic has undoubtedly brought the entire world to a standstill. It has adversely affected the rural teaching learning processes across the globe as well. However, the pandemic has not dampened the spirit of the teaching fraternity, which keeps the flame of teaching burning. A significant step to keep the dissemination of knowledge flowing has been taken by Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal and Sri Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna. Both the institutions are affiliated to RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur, Maharashtra. Dear participant, both are a rural institution which have come together for the first time to take the initiative to to turn this challenge of COVID-19 into opportunity by jointly organizing an online international conference on advanced material smart future. So without going in much detail, I would like to start this session. So I'm extremely privileged to welcome the inaugurator of today's event, Honorable Dr. Suryabhanji Gaidani, who is President of Chaitanyeshwar Shikshan Mandal, Nagpur, and equally important, Honorable Shri Udayji Muglewar sir, who is the Secretary of Beseswar Education Society, Nagpur. So I request Honorable Dr. Gaidani sir for the formal inauguration of the event and delivered inaugural talk. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. The chairperson of this international conference, Dr. Pradeep Randive, Principal Shri Lemdev Patil, Mahavidyalaya Mandal. Today's keynote address speakers, all the professors, students, and listeners who have participated in this conference. Our Sri Chaitanyeshwar Shikshan Mandal, Nagpur, has been working in the field of higher education in rural areas for the last 30 years. On behalf of this educational organization, I, Dr. Suryabhan Gaidani, President of the institute organization, would like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome you all to this conference. Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya is being run by Sri Chaitanyeshwar Shikshan Mandal, Nagpur, in the educationally and economically backward region of the Mandal, the eastern part of the Maharashtra. The institution has been providing degree education, opportunities in the science and arts streams to the youth of rural area. Today we are participating in a conference on advanced materials, smart futures. All the eminent speakers of international union who are associated with us today. I would also like to organize the development of science, the IQs, the principal professors, and data staff who took the initiative to organize this conference and worked hard to make it a good success. Further, earlier the institute had organized webinars at the college level and national level. Those webinars also got overwhelming response. I am confident that today's I learned about lotus and tools from different parts of the country.
Hello.
All of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your inaugural talk. I now request Dr. Pradeep Randive, sir, Principal of Sri Lemdo Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal, to deliver the welcome address. Please, sir.
Very good morning to one and all present to this webinar. On behalf of management, staff and students, I, Dr. Pradeep Randive, Principal of Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal, welcome you all to this international webinar. Dear friends, as you know how these advanced materials are playing a vital role in day-to-day life and has wide application in science and technology. And because of this, nowadays these materials are also called the advanced material or smart materials. Earlier, advanced materials were used in space and defense only, but these materials nowadays using in various industries such as aerospace, electronics, biomedical, agriculture, and many more. Even they are using in efficient drug delivery system for medicine and healthcare. For example, camphor is a very cheap material, but now widely used for preparing carbon nanomaterial, which is having the wide applications. Another example I can quote here, tin oxide based catalyst used for carbon dioxide reduction in atmosphere, which is the basic need from present environment point of view. Even lot of research work is going on superconducting material. No doubt, so far we have not reached to the stage of getting the superconducting material which is stable at room temperature or 300 degree Kelvin. But I hope definitely a day will come, that day will definitely will get the superconducting material which is stable at room temperature, and that day will be definitely a miracle for all over the world. So to know more about these advanced materials, we have with us a very renowned speaker, Dr. Josna Mishra Madam. She is working as professor and head Department of Chemistry, राष्ट्र संत तुकडोजी महाराज नागपूर युनिव्हर्सिटी नागपूर, डॉक्टर मायकल शिवजारवी लिन कोपिंग युनिव्हर्सिटी स्वीडन, डॉक्टर आशुतोष तिवारी डायरेक्टर इंस्टिट्यूट ऑफ एडवांस मटेरियल योरलिका स्वीडन, डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब थनकापल प्रोफेसर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फिजिक्स विश्वेश्वरैया नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी नागपुर. Once again, I welcome you all on this occasion and request for the next session. Especially I thank to Dr. Josna Madam for sparing her valuable time, inspiring us for conducting international webinar and helping all the way to conduct this webinar successfully. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your warm welcome address. Now may I request Dr. Aarti Moglewar Madam, who is the principal of Sri Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, which is affiliate to RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. And this is very, this college is very renowned college as far as the, academic growth of students are concerned. So now I request, once again request that Dr. Aarti Moglewar ma'am to please address the, to please deliver welcome address.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Rao.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, once and all. It gives me an immense pleasures being organizer of this conference jointly conducted by IQAC and Department of Science, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalay, Hingna, District Nagpur, in collaboration with IQAC and Department of Science, Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay, Mandhar, District Nagpur. I heartily welcome you all in the international conference on Advanced Material Smart Futures 2020 on
कुठे ते ठेवायचं इथे माझी काहीच नाही तुझी आई घेऊनच जाते
सर काय प्रॉब्लेम आला?
अरे
काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही सर,
Audio
जस्ट होल्ड.
read.
नेक्स्ट समोर चाललंय.
येस सर, येस.
Honorable Shri Suryabhan
पंकज ते करणार जे माझ्या अशी करेल
I heartily welcome you all in the international conference on Advanced Material Smart Futures 2020 on the behalf of
मायेच्या हळव्या स्पर्शाने फुलते नात्याची बंधात मोही
Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalay, Nagpur. I welcome the chief patrons of this event. Honorable Shri Suryabhanji Gaidhani, President Shri Chinteshwar Shikshan Mandal, Nagpur. Honorable Shri Udayji Moglewar,
बाहेर जा बरं, बाहेर जा.
Secretary Basveshwar Education Society Nagpur, distinguished guest and resource person of today's international conference on advanced material smart futures. Dr. Michael Swajarvi, Linköping University, Sweden. Dr. Josna Meshram, Professor and Head of
Stop करून टाक.
PGTD of Chemistry, RTM University, Nagpur. Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari, Director, Institute of Advanced Material, IAM, Orica, Sweden. Dr. Babasaheb Sankhpal, Professor, Department of Physics, Associate Dean, University, Nagpur. Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari, Director, Institute of Advanced Material, IAM, Orica, Sweden. Professor, Department of Physics, Associate Dean, Exam, VNIT, Nagpur. The joint organization of this event, Dr. Pradeep Rantive, Principal, Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay, Mandhar. The coordinators of both the college, Professor Sunil Alone, IQSC Coordinator, Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay, Mandhar. Dr. Ganesh Mahawade, IQSC Coordinator, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalay. Convener of this event, Professor Pankaj Meshram, Head of the Department, Chemistry, Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay, Mandhar. Dr. Rajdeep Utane, Head of Department, Chemistry, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalay, Hingna. As well as participants including students, research scholars, researchers and professors from all over the world. I congratulate the Department of IQSC and Science for taking such initiative to organize this mega event in COVID pandemic situation. I wish good luck and outstanding success of this event. Thank you very much.
Stop, sorry. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm extremely sorry because of some technical issues were arise. We are trying to solve this technical issue. I'm extremely sorry, all the participants. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks to Principal Dr. Pradeep Randive, Principal of Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay Mandal, and Dr. Bharti Muglewar, ma'am, Principal, Shri Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalay, Hingna. Both the principals, your thought-provoking address take a perfect platform for our speakers to deliver their presentation in the area of advanced material. I now request Professor Sunil Alone, sir, who is the head of Department of English and IQC coordinator of Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalay Mandal, to deliver the introductory remarks activity. Please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by introducing myself first. I am Sunil Alone, Head of the Department of English, Sri Lemde Patel Mahavidyalaya, Mandha. I have also been the IQC coordinator of the institute for the last couple of years. I sincerely hope that all of you are possibly staying safe at your homes during the unprecedented outbreak of coronavirus. I am extremely glad that so many of you registered for this international conference. I am thankful to all the participants who have taken some time out of their busy schedule to be a part of this conference today. At the very outset, on behalf of the Institute, I would like to take this opportunity to heartily welcome you all to this conference. Friends, this conference is being jointly organized by the Department of Science of Sri Lemde Patel Mahavidyalaya, Mandha, under the aegis of the IQAC, that is the Internal Quality Assurance Cell, and Sri Sant Garge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya, Hingna. This is our first collaboration with the Hingna College, and we are happy about that. And I am personally looking forward to many more such collaborations with this institute in the future. Let me now very briefly touch upon the objectives of one of the most important committees of any higher educational institute, that is the IQAC. The IQAC is one of the most important units of any higher educational institute, which takes care of the quality enhancement initiatives for the institute. Its emphasis on the quality sustenance measure results in the development of that particular institute. The IQAC as well as the Department of Science have been organizing various programs for the benefit of the students as well as the development of the institute. And today's conference is one such attempt by these departments to organize a program which would prove beneficial to academicians, research scholars, and students at large who have been trying to engage themselves in something meaningful during these challenging times of the COVID-19. As far as this webinar, this conference is concerned, allow me to make a few remarks about the concept of this conference. But before I go into any of that, let me just bring to your attention that I am not a man of science, and therefore I may not be able to comment on the subject matter of this conference in the way most of you would have expected. Nevertheless, I would like to make a couple of points about this conference. Friends, the nationwide lockdown owing to the outbreak of coronavirus has confined most of us to our homes and forced us to work from our homes. However, the pandemic has not dampened the spirit of the teaching circle, and the educators have found various ways and means to keep the flame of teaching burning. Today's conference is one such example of the indomitable spirit of the teaching fraternity. This conference aims to address the issues of advanced materials and smart future. It will also throw light on the various topics regarding or I should say ranging from the innovations roots from advanced materials, applications of supramolecular dendrites to nanotechnology enabled tools and applications. It seeks to provide a platform for teachers as well as students to come together to have a productive and constructive discussion as well as exchange of ideas regarding the topics which I just mentioned. Since for this conference we have resource persons of the caliber of respected Dr. Mikhail Sivajarvi sir, will definitely encourage and motivate us to dig deeper into these topics and further our own. The formal vote of thanks is slated to be proposed towards the end of the conference. However, I think it wouldn't be amiss here at this point of time to acknowledge and appreciate the fact that the management of both the institutes took the organizers under their wings and extended their wholehearted support and encouragement. And hopefully they will find lots of takeaway messages and ideas which would definitely deepen their understanding of the topics covered in this conference. With this belief, I would like to conclude my introductory remarks by hoping that the conference will live up to your expectations. Once again, I welcome you all to this conference. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sunil Alone, sir. Thank you very much. Professor Sunil Alone is IQAC coordinator of Sri Lemde Patel Mahavidyalaya, Mandal. and he's also playing important role in the organization of this event. Now, may I request Dr. Ganesh Maiwade sir, who is the head department of economics of Sri Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, as well as he held the position of vice principal in the college and IQAC coordinator. So may I request Dr. Ganesh Maiwade sir to proceed for the introductory remarks of the event. Play करो ना तो.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, one and all. It is matter of proud for me being coordinator of this conference jointly organized by IPSC and Department of Science, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, District Nagpur, in collaboration with IPSC and Department of Science, Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal, District. Department of Science, Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal, District Nagpur. I welcome you all in the International Conference on Advanced Materials Smart Future 2020 on the behalf of Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, District Nagpur. I welcome the Chief Patron of this event, Dr. Suryavanshi Gaidhani, President Sri Chaitanyeshwar Shikshan Mandal, Nagpur. Honorable Sri Udayji Moglewar, Secretary, Basveshwar Education Society, Nagpur. All the dignitaries and distinguished guests of today's International Conference on Advanced Material Smart Future, Dr. Mike Smart Future, Dr. Michael Sajarbi, Linköping University, Sweden, Dr. Joshna Meshram, Professor and Head, PGTD of Chemistry, RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur, Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari, Director, Institute of Advanced Material, IAAM, Aurika, Sweden. Dr. Balasaheb, Director, Institute of Advanced Material, IAAM, Aurika, Sweden. Dr. Balasaheb Sankhpal, Professor, Department of Physics, Associate Professor, Dean, Examination, VNIT, Nagpur. Both of organizer of this event, Dr. Arti Moglewar, Principal, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, Dr. Pradeep Randive, Principal, Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal. The joint coordinator, Professor Sunil Alone, IQAC coordinator, Sri Lemdev Patil Mandal, the convener of this event, Professor Pankaj Meshram, Head, Department of Chemistry, Sri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandal, Dr. Rajdeep Utane, Head, Department of Chemistry, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, all the participants, including student, researcher, research scholar, researcher and professor from across the globe. I congratulate the Department of IQAC and Science for taking such initiative to organize this international conference in COVID pandemic situation. I wish best luck and a grand success to this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to begin with our first session. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Dr. Deepak Taikar, who is head in the Department of Physics of Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandad, to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Mikhail Siajervi sir, Department of Physics, Linköping University, Sweden, to our esteemed participants. Dr. Deepak Taikar sir.
Thank you, sir. Respected dignitaries, management members of Shri Lemdev Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandad and Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, and all the participants of this online international conference on advanced materials, smart future. Very good morning to one and all present over here. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to introduce our first speaker of today's conference, Dr. Mikhail Schwarzwari from Linköping University, Sweden, who is going to talk to us about innovation routes from advanced material. I think this is a topic in which researchers are deeply interested. Dr. Mikhail Schwarzwari is a senior researcher at Linköping University, Sweden. He received his MSc degree in applied physics and electrical engineering in the year 1995. Then he received a PhD in material science in 1999 and also the docent degree in the year 2004. He has vast experience and specializes in conducting research in growth and synthesis of nanomaterials and advanced materials such as graphene for gas, biosensing, and uses of silicon carbide for new energy applications. He has published more than 200 research papers in many reputed journals and also played an important role in organizing more than 30 international conferences. He has also worked in entrepreneurial discovery process by creating startups for research and innovation. He has contributed to establish avenues in European regional research and innovation strategy for smart specialization and strategic national innovation programs. So on behalf of organizing committee of this conference, I welcome Dr. Mikhail Schwarzwari and request him to proceed with his talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Taikar. So I'm happy to be able to take part in this event, and whatever we do related to advanced materials, it will be international because there will be collaborations between different groups, but also people. And at the end, when we have the findings, it will be value chains. And many of the discoveries which we are making, they have higher impact, which means that it will be international. So this international exchange is very important. And of course, the students are very important because they will have the new ideas on things. So my talk today is about inspiration, that what we do today can have a big impact in the future. So this is my motivation. So now I will share my screen for presentation. So today I will talk about innovation routes from the advanced materials. And to give you a little bit of my own background, so I started with research in 1995, and here is the same concept of the material I was growing. It is silicon carbide. So my PhD studies was about using this method to grow silicon carbide. And there we have silicon and carbon atoms. They are transported to a substrate, and then it's a thin film which is growing. So that is was my PhD thesis. And the aim at that time was to make this film and get good enough quality. And the motivation for silicon carbide at that time and still today is that for power devices. So then you need a thick film, which can convert 10,000 volt for the power applications. So then you need a thick film. So I could achieve that in my PhD studies, but then it was not. So then I had my PhD in 1999. So the main result was this method, but it turned out that it was not useful for the power applications because it contained impurities. So it was not pure enough to convert the power. So it was a failure of my intended purpose at that time. So that was not an innovation at that time. So it was not possible. But later on came this guy, Professor Satoshi Kamiyama from Mayo University. And he had an idea that he wants thick layers and he doesn't need the pure because he will add elements. So you have light coming out from the material. So he had a new type of innovation which needed these type of thick layers for converting to the light. So I will not go into the details of this physics, but then almost 8 years later from my first discovery, the method became relevant for another purpose than its original intended. So then it became an innovation, but it was not the planned one. So that's how we entered into a new research avenue, how to grow this luminescent material for the LED purposes, not the power devices. And today you have LEDs. That is a big market. So it replaces the traditional light bulbs and so on and makes huge energy savings. So that is, of course, an interesting avenue. And if you look into the background of this research, actually, it comes from material. So today's white LEDs, they are based on nitride material, which is converting electricity to light in a direct way. So that is the blue LED. And there was a lot of research in the 70s and the 80s about how to grow this material. But at that time, they did not know that this would be the basic thing for the white LED. But the researchers were curious about this and they explored it in different ways. So for example, and then it turned out many years later, 2014, that it was given the Nobel Prize in physics for the discovery of the blue LED. But it was a long time since the first studies into the 70s, 80s, and 90s. At that time, they did not know that this would be this type of innovation. And what they did was that they developed the material. They made a homemade system to grow good quality material. And then they made a second system so they could get different type of doping, plus and minus, N-type and P-type doping. And when they reached, then you had the light coming out from the material. And then the blue LED was, but it took many years and a lot of research discoveries. But at that time, they did not know that this would be the origin of the white LED, which is now used in the society and makes profound influence. So that is an example how discoveries, which we don't realize, can be useful later on. And Professor Kamiyama comes from this group, so they work together. So here is Professor Kamiyama and Professor Akasaki when we had a meeting 3 or 4 years ago at Mayo University. So it's very nice new collaboration and network, and this is what it is mainly about, that we do research, but we always collaborate in different ways in our group, but also internationally. So that's why also this international conference is online is very useful, because now we can get some ideas and so on, and later on we can contact and start novel new approaches where we combine materials and things. And also now the lighting is used for design and so on. And here is what the LEDs are used for, like in paintings and so on, to illustrate the highlight the painting in different ways. So that is studied. And in the cities, you have the LEDs making this design things of buildings and so on. So it can change light and so on. So this first growth, advanced materials growth, it became a big avenue, but many years later. And another thing, just to mention, in the silicon carbide, then we have silicon and carbon, and then we try to grow this as good as possible. And when we do fail with the growth, then more silicon leaves the surface than the carbon. So we graphitize the surface, which is very bad from the silicon carbide point of view. But this graphite, when we made it thinner, in 2005, we had one layer of carbon on silicon carbide. And one layer of carbon is graphene. So then by this failure of bad growth, we came into the graphene avenue. So it was also another example. And now we have large activity on the graphene on silicon carbide. So we are very good in growing this material. The surface, which is very bad from the... And another example is the cubic silicon carbide. So when you grow the silicon and carbon atoms to grow the silicon carbide, you can have different types. And the traditional one is hexagonal polytype. And then in the sometimes when we're growing, you had inclusions of other polytypes of silicon carbide in the material. So this was very bad for the growth. And here's a study from the division where I am. In 1996, it was discussed how these originate and where they come from. So there was a lot of studies, how they nucleate, what is the mechanism and so on, because they wanted to get rid of this, because it was not good for the hexagonal growth that you had inclusions of cubic silicon carbide. But later on, during my PhD, I explored different things. Then we found out, and this was year 2000, so it's 20 years ago, time passes quickly. Then we found out that these cubic silicon carbide inclusions, we can make them larger. So here is an example from this paper. So in the first growth, there was cubic silicon carbide, and this is the yellow parts in this picture. And when I continued the growth, made it thicker, then the cubic silicon carbide expanded in size, and then it became the dominant polytype on this wafer. So then we got into the avenue how to intentionally grow the cubic silicon carbide. And of course, this takes many years to master also. So, and then I wanted just to highlight that the interesting things about the silicon carbide is the combination with graphene, and here's the basic process of that. So the combination of graphene with the silicon carbide could be other new avenues than the originally one for silicon carbide. And we have been working with the high temperature process of graphene for many years, like I explained before. But also then in the growth of the cubic silicon carbide, now we have reproducible control of the cubic silicon carbide. So this is my former PhD student, Valdas Jokubavicius, who made really nice study on the control of cubic silicon carbide growth. So I will not go into the details because there's a lot of things there. But we found out a way how to control this intentionally to grow the cubic silicon carbide on hexagonal wafers. So he made a few papers on the studies of that. So here is one example. And we even had the achievement that we have one domain of a really large size, 7 × 7 millimeter of cubic silicon carbide, which is very good because usually the problem is that you have many small domains and then you cannot make devices. And then also from our LED project, we have Jianwu Sun, who was a postdoc in my group at that time for the silicon carbide for the light emitting research using how we develop the material. And he initiated new avenues related to the cubic silicon carbide. So he had ideas, and then he applied for projects, and then he got projects on this one. So now he has even more projects than I do, and PhD students and postdocs. So I'm very happy for him. And he has been working hard to use this cubic silicon carbide to study the combinations with graphene. What can you do for the future with this combination? So here is one of the papers recently. I will not go into the details of this. And there's another paper for photo electrochemical water oxidation, so we can transform the water to energy using solar. So it's a transformation of water to hydrogen using the cubic silicon carbide. So that's a totally new avenue also. And also on the atomic scale, how we can control the interface between the graphene and the cubic silicon carbide for the conversion. And another paper is how to make several layers on the free silicon carbide. So all these things are new avenues which we are now trying to promote. So this is in the research, and Yenvo is working really hard on that. But originally, remember that the cubic silicon carbide was an inclusion which was not wanted. And then we started to explore this one. So hopefully, maybe in 5-10 years additionally, then it will be some applications which are developed from the cubic silicon carbide. But the first findings were done around year 2000. So it's 20 years ago now, and then it will be 30 years, 10 years from now. So hopefully at that time. But this is the aspect of innovation which I want you to understand, that what you do today may be useful in the future. And if we go back to the LED, here is Professor Amano, who gave a presentation last year at European MRS conference. So he was also the second. There were 3 guys getting the Nobel Prize. So he was number 2. Professor Akasaki was the first who initiated, and Amano was his student. So now what Professor Amano is doing is that the funding agencies and investors in Japan, they want more of these innovations from the materials, but they don't want the 30 years aspect. They ask Professor Amano, can you do it in less than 10 years? And Professor Amano says that, oh, no, this is not possible. But they can at least try to decrease the time of innovation. So what they're doing now is that they encourage students who want to become entrepreneurs from the research to actually follow that route. So if they like it, they should follow that route. And those who are interested in developing the production, they should follow that route. So the programs in Japan now are for encouraging students to follow some fields. It could be basic research. If one is interested in that, you should stay focused in that. And other people can be entrepreneurial. And then you have mentor programs and internships to facilitate this process. So this is now happening in Japan. So this is a part of the system, how to make more usefulness from the advanced materials. And in Europe, the European Commission, what they do now is that they promote the regions, but you should focus on certain areas. And then when you focus, you are specializing, and then you do more from that. So, and then they give support to the regions for those things. And then I'm part of a working group who have been in the advanced materials in our region. So that's why I know a little bit about this smart specialization by the European Commission, how to make more usefulness. But basically, what we have is that in this process, the region supports actors to make more, but basically what they promote is that there should be a value chain in the region and collaborations. And what we do in the technology is that we have material production, someone is making device and someone is making system. So that is also a value chain. So if these would interact more, there could be synergies from how to make more innovations and usefulness from the research. We researchers usually think about what is the science and what is the basic things for the research purposes. But if we are thinking a little bit about the bigger picture, how does this fit? Then we can get more opportunities to actually realize this over a longer time. Because we are now thinking 20, 30 years of things which will be happening. And what is happening now is that the regions, they have focused, and then they should find other regions and start to collaborate with them. And then there will be synergies in different ways. And when you have the regional working together, what will happen next is that the regions will be nationally, and then it will be internationally. So that's why I believe that when you have certain expertise, you cannot make this alone or in your region. You will need to find the matching partner, and this is internationally somewhere. Like in our case, it was a matching between Sweden and Japan. It could not be done only in Japan or only in Sweden. So it had to be international. So this international partnership and transnational and translational research and things is very important. That's why it's very good that we have an international webinar. So I'm sitting here in Sweden and you're in India, and those who take part in this in the YouTube channel and so on, you're in different places. But now we get the ideas and inspirations to propose new things. And this is what I want to encourage, especially from the students who will have the new ideas and create new projects. And whatever we do, the issues come back to the materials properties and so on. Like in the LED today, it can be more efficient, and there is something which is called the droop. So if you increase the electric power to get more light out, the efficiency goes down. So this is called the droop effect. So there is something in the materials properties which makes that you cannot use this as much as we would like to do. So whatever we do, we come back to the advanced materials properties, how to control the growth and the scientific issues. So that's why this advanced materials is so much fundamental topic, and we get new ideas and so on. So this is why I'm happy to be taking part in this presentation and international exchange. So now I will finish my presentation about innovation and hopefully inspire some people. And if you have some questions, either you can ask it directly or maybe in the question and answer. So please advise me how we can have the questions, because that is a good interaction part. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for giving your insights on the topic, innovation routes from advanced materials. Sir, I'm sure your presentation will help a lot in understanding the topic. Dear sir, right now there are no questions typed on chat box. If any, I will share with you. Thank you once again, sir. Now we are moving toward the next session. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request?
Sir, I want to ask a question, sir.
Yeah. Please proceed, Lamba, sir.
Professor Mikhail, sir, what type of sources you are using in your study, sir? In the initial slide, you showed that you are using sources. Then what type of sources you are using?
Originally, what we're using is the silicon carbide powder. This you can buy for grinding and purposes. So that we use for making the bulk growth. But then for this epitaxy, then we are using ceramic silicon carbide, which is used for heating purposes. So you shield thermally and so on. So, and that is also used as a dummy wafer in the silicon growth. So we're using that as a feedstock. And my interest now for the future is that how can we modify this feeding of the silicon carbide source to make other routes? For example, if we would intentionally graphitize more from a particular source, which is maybe more porous or something, then we can facilitate carbon structures to grow on the silicon carbide. And then we can combine these carbon structures with other carbon structures, which is made by, for example, in the chemistry, if that is made, then we can take the chemistry structures, add it on, and try to find ways how they can interact. And that could be new avenues where the combination of materials will make something new. So this source is, we are using something, but we're also interested in how can we further explore other types of sources. So if you have any idea on how to modify source for new things, then we are interested in that.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. If anyone having questions, please type your question in chat box. It will be answered after each talk. Okay. So now we are moving towards our next session. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Dr. Pradeep Utane, who is Head Department of Chemistry, Sri Santa Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Professor Jyotsna Meshram ma'am, to our esteemed audience. Dr. Utane sir, please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Pankaj Meshram, sir. Good morning, one and all. It gives me a great pleasure being a convener of this conference, joined by IQC and Department of Science, Santa Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, District Nagpur, in collaboration with IQC and Department of Science, Shri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya, Mandad, District Nagpur. I welcome you in International Smart Future. On the behalf of Santa Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, District Nagpur, I am Dr. Rajdev, Assistant Professor and Head at Department of Chemistry, Santa Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, District Nagpur. I feel privileged to introduce today's eminent speaker, Professor Jyotsna Meshram Madam, for International Conference, Advanced Material Smart Future. Professor Jyotsna Madam is a professor and head at Postgraduate Teaching Department, Chemistry, Rashtra Santa Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. She is a former professor and head Department of Organic Chemistry, School of Chemical Science, North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon, Maharashtra. Madam has completed their 5 projects, in which 4 major projects from UGC and DBT and 1 minor from UGC. She also received UGC Mid-Grant Career Award of 2020. She has attended many international conference seminar at USA, Dubai, Singapore, and South Africa. She has given international and invited talk, plenary lectures in 2015 at USA Tampa. She has invited plenary or subject talk in Indian Science Congress, Mumbai, Mysore, Tirupati, Manipur, and Bangalore. She visited many other countries such as London, Bangkok, Malaysia. Madam has 4 research areas as a green chemistry, macromolecules and polymers, dendrites, nanotechnology, medicinal chemistry, organic and inorganic hybrids, MCL. She has published 135 research articles in reputed national and international journal having citation 1040, H-index 1616, I-10 index 28. Along with this, she published 4 book chapters in journals. Under her supervision, research students have more than 15 poster and oral awards received under the supervision of research by Madam. She held an important position in organization of many conference, workshops, seminars, such as coordinator in International Conference of ICA-PCM, held on February 13 to 16, 2020. She is a coordinator of workshop of Royal Society of Chemistry in association with IGNO. She is a convener as well as coordinator of many conference. She has reviewer and editor of national journal such as CSR Indian Journal of Chemistry Section B, editor in GP Globalized Research Journal of Chemistry Mumbai, regional editor in Indian Journal of Heterocyclic Chemistry Lucknow, chief editor in Journal of Advanced in Sciences and Technology, chief editor in Journal of Heterocyclic Chemistry, John Wiley and Sons, Journal. Also, chief editor in Journal of Coordination Chemistry, Journal of Research in Chemical Intermediates, guest reader in Advanced Material Proceeding, International Journal of Sweden. She has provided, under her able guidance, for successful award of 24 PhD degree and 5 MPhil degrees. Along with this, she has guided with 6 students right now. She has also provided consistent support for social and benefits for women empowerment. She is a member and advisory in the advisory board, Women's Study Center, North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. She is a panelist in International Women's Day of 2020. Now, Madam has worked for many academic and administrative posts in RT meaning Rashtrasanta Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur, for fulfilling the goals of students and faculties. Madam, please give your guidance for today's international conference on advanced material, smart future. Thank you. Please proceed, Madam. Jyotsna Mishra.
Are you able to see all of you my screen? My screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, madam.
Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. My presentation you all can see?
No, ma'am. Please share your screen.
Share. I've already shared it, no?
And 1 second, please share screen.
Please share your screen, madam.
How do I do it? Can somebody help me out?
And please click on share screen.
Yes.
Okay.
There is green
share
icon.
Screen, yes.
The green screen share is there.
Okay, okay. Now you all can see my presentation?
Yes, now it is visible. Your presentation is visible to us.
Okay, okay. So good morning to one and all. Good morning to everybody, all the teachers, the students and the YouTube viewers and the young conveners for this international conference, Pankaj Meshram and Dr. Rajdeep Utane. It's really a pleasure to be here with all of you for this online international conference, and let me start with my presentation on smart materials. When I speak about the smart materials, these are the materials. Next. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, ma'am. Presentation is visible to all.
Okay, okay. Oh, that's really good then. Okay. So when I speak about the, I mean, even if we are sitting, even if I'm speaking, even if you are there, a lot of chemical reactions are going on in our body. These chemical reactions, that is the biological reactions, are being carried out, and then pH change is there, and then the complex food is getting converted into the simpler food. And even if the body is a gift by the nature, even if there is some small cut, the body has got the self-healing properties. Even if there is some small boils or some small burn is there, the body heals on it itself. So today I'm going to speak about the dendrimers, but then before I switch on to dendrimers, let me just introduce you to all the chemistry of supramolecules. Now, when I speak about the supramolecules, yes, you have seen man has become the Superman, and so the molecules that we have already studied in some of the earlier years, molecules have also become the supermolecules. And when I speak about these supermolecules, they're having some specific shapes. And when I say that they are having some specific shapes, like when I speak about the crown eaters, they are having crown shape. When I speak about the dendrimers, they are having tree-like shape, and then buckyballs are there. So they are having some specific shapes, and the chemist has ultimately become an artist. The supramolecular chemistry, when I speak about, this is the chemistry that has been known as the chemistry beyond the molecules, the chemistry of molecular assemblies, and the chemistry of intermolecular bond. Now, why supramolecular chemistry one should study? Because this is a multidisciplinary subject wherein all the sciences like chemical sciences, biological sciences, physical sciences, material sciences, they all come together. It grows in all the directions, covering most of the areas like drug development, sensors, catalysis, nanoscience, and agriculture as well. Now, to prepare these smart functional molecules, one has to design themselves to generate those special architectures. Now, when I speak about the supramolecules, there are two or more molecules which come together and they are held by intermolecular forces, and these include the host-guest chemistry, the chemistry of the molecular assemblies, and the chemistry of the No, it was the year 1987 when Peterson, Cram, and Lehn, they were awarded a Nobel Prize for their work on structure-specific interactions. Molecules come together, interact, generate new and exciting properties. Peterson was the one who has given the serendipitous development of crown ethers. Okay, this was an accidental discovery of the crown ethers. Cram, DJ, he then established the host-guest chemistry, and Lehn was the one who proposed the term supramolecular chemistry to the world. In the year 2016, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded to these three distinguished scientists for their design and production of the molecular machines. So a lot of work was there on, they have worked on catenanes, they had worked on rotoxanes, and then they received a Nobel Prize for this wonderful design of the molecular machines. Now, when I speak about the molecular machines, one of the best example for this is the self-assembly in the nature, in the biological system of DNA double helical. How is this that a lot of chemistry is there, and then how is it that the two of them are held together? The two of them are held together with the help of the hydrogen bond. So this is one of the simplest and the best example, DNA molecule held together by the hydrogen bonds. Now, when I speak about the classifications, so it comes into three different classes: molecules with the specific shape, molecular recognition, that is host and guest chemistry, molecular assembly with the other molecules. Specific shapes are catenanes, rotoxanes, fullerenes, dendrimers, and carbon nanotubes. Host-guest chemistry is crown ethers, polyamines, calixarenes, and cyclodextrins. The molecular assembly with the other molecules, amphiolic molecules, micelles, lipids, and molecular orbital frameworks. Now, when I speak about this classification of supramolecules, the year 1902, Emil Fischer got a Nobel Prize in Chemistry for the work on sugars and purines. He gave us the mechanism of lock and key. Now we all speak about the supramolecules now, but then dated back, then he had actually given us the insight of this supramolecular chemistry. He was the student of Professor Kekule, who gave us the structure of benzene, Kekule's structure of benzene. And out of the first 5 Nobel Prizes, the 3 of the Nobel Prizes have been received by Kekule's student. It was the 1901 Von Hoff, 1902 Emil Fischer, and 1905 Baer. Now, the molecules are held together by the covalent bonds. We all know this. The supramolecules are held together by the intermolecular forces. We all have been studying this, that atoms, they have covalent bonding to become the molecules, and molecules undergo interactions to become the supramolecules by non-covalent bonding and intermolecular forces. So when I speak about the intermolecular forces, they can be hydrogen bonding, dipole interactions, the weak van der Waals forces, pi-pi interactions, electrostatic interactions, and metal-pi coordination. Now, regarding the history of the dendrimers, it all started in the year 1978 when Fitz-Uggel and co-workers first synthesized the cascade molecules, that is the dendrimers. Then it was the year 1980 then when Donald Tomalia and his co-workers discovered hyperbranched molecules. In the year 1981, R.J. Denke, Walter, and Allied Cooperation, they started working on dendrimers. 83 to 1983 to 1985, Tomalia et al. Synthesized PAMAM dendrimers. And it was the work of Newcomb and his colleagues who independently reported the synthesis of the dendrimers. Then the convergent synthesis approach was also given. Divergent was there. Convergent synthesis approach was also given by the scientists Craig, Harber, and Jean. Now, what is a dendrimer? Dendrimer is nothing but a compound which is extremely branched. It is a synthesized supramolecule, a core where the monomer unit is joined, and it leads to a tree-like monodispersed generations, specific shape. There are different types of dendrimers: PAMAM, PPI, polylysine, PEI, MAP, Trechet type of dendrimers, peptide dendrimers, hybrid dendrimers are also there. When I speak about these PAMAM dendrimers, they were the first synthesized by Tomalia, and the reactions are Michael addition via amination. There's a presence of a lot of amide groups in this PAMAM dendrimer, and because of the presence of these large number of amide groups and the terminal amine group, they also make them the best candidates for peptide mimicking and the medical applications. Now, when I speak about the dendrimer structure, it has got basically 3 units. One is the central core, the other one is the branching layer, and the next one is the surface layer. Now, when I speak about the central core, this is where the dendrimer growth begins. And then the surface layer is the layer wherein the terminal functional groups are there, which can then be modified, and then a specific structure is there for the dendrimer. Now, this is the example of G4 type of dendrimer. As you all can see, there is a core, and then you have got the branching points, you've got the surface group, and not only the surface group, but then the void spaces are present in those dendrimers. This is a G4 dendrimer. That is why they are the versatile compounds. Now, there are different types of synthesis. One is divergent, convergent, and a coupled convergent and divergent synthesis. When I speak about the applications of dendrimers, they are having medical applications, and they are also having the supramolecules also have got the industrial or the non-medical applications also. In agriculture, they are used for herbicides, insecticides, pesticides. They're also used for paints, surface coatings. They're also used as catalysts to carry out the reactions, energy storage devices, removal of the toxic metals, water purification, light harvesting materials, and sensors as well. Now, when I speak about the removal of the toxic materials, nickel from industrial wastewater was used using the chelating agents of dendrimers. Nanoparticles. Dendrimer nanoparticles are also utilized, and metal ions are introduced so that then the nanoparticles get encapsulated in the dendrimer. They also work as sensors depending upon the temperature. pH sensors are also there. Metal cation photodetection. No, this is one of my PhD students. She has worked on dendrimers, and then we could make some of the dendrimers, and then we have published this in the Journal of Luminescence also, wherein dendrimer twitters for the recognition of fluorogenic and chromogenic metal cations we have reported. The dendrimers are also used in the delivery of the agrochemicals, which is again a very important field. Research is also being carried out for the application of fluorescent-based dendrimers for the control of the pest. Now, already spoken about the non-medical applications. Now we shift over to the medical applications of the dendrimers. Drug delivery system, the photodynamic therapy, X-ray contrast agents, MRI contrast agents. Dendrimer-based products are used in the cosmetics also. They are used for oral drug delivery, ocular, that is ophthalmic drug delivery, and transdermal drug delivery also. Now, the drug dendrimer chemistry, when I speak about, okay, so the drug is actually attached to the dendrimer, and then there can be different ways that it can get attached to it. One of it is the covalent attachment or conjugation to the external surface of the dendrimer. Ionic coordination to the charged outer functional group, and encapsulation of a drug into the dendrimer via dendrimer drug supramolecular assembly. Now, when I speak about the dendrimers, already I have spoken about it. Tumor therapy is there, cancer therapy, the drug delivery, and the diagnostics. Drug delivery, this is the example wherein a G5 PAMAM dendrimer is there, which is conjugated to both the dye molecule and the DNA strand. And the encapsulation is used for the delivery of the anti-cancer drugs. Now, when I speak about the marketed or pipelined drugs, so Priostar, Starburst, Etromol, and Polysign, these are the commercialized products that are marketed by one of the big pharmaceutical company, that is Star Pharma. Vivigal is under the brand name of Betafem UK by Star Pharma, which prevents the transmission of HIV/AIDS. Air Ticket by US Army Lab is a PAMAM dendrimer for the detection of the anthrax. Anthrax is nothing but an infectious disease that is being spread by the bacterial infections. Superfect and Priofect, these are the PAMAM products marketed by the company Star Pharma, are the transfection agents. When I speak about the transfection agents, these are the agents which are used in the gene expressions in the cells. Even many large companies like L'Oreal, okay, cosmetics, Dow chemical companies, and Unilever, they have several patents for the use of the dendrimers for the use in the hair, skin, and the nail care products. So this is my publications. Some students are working on it, and some students are doing their research work on this. To conclude, I would say one should move quickly to embrace the supramolecular dendrimers into their research for the further developments. They have potential use not only in the medical, but also in the industrial applications. And when I speak about the synthesis of large dendrimers, it is time-consuming process, and it is still a big challenge in front of all of us. These are the references, the links that I have used, and I was really fortunate enough to have been photographed and had a dialogue with the presidents of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam and Pratibha Patil. We all love chemistry, and chemistry connects the people. So this is how we all have got connected. I have been using mouse throughout this presentation. So thank you to all of you for thanks to all of you. And in case if there are any questions, I would like to answer those questions. Thank you very much. And during this COVID pandemic and this lockdown, I really wish you all a good and safe health. And I would really be thankful to both the colleges who have organized this conference on a wonderful topic of the advanced materials, the smart future. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you very much, madam. Thanks a lot. Ma'am, actually question from the audience.
Okay.
What are the advantages and disadvantages of Pamam dendrimers and
The advantages of the
MPA dendrimers?
Okay, when I speak about the Pamam dendrimers, the advantages of those dendrimers are it can be used in the drug delivery, just now I've spoken about. It can be used in the ophthalmic drug delivery. It can be used in the agriculture delivery of the insecticide, pesticides, and pest control can be done with it. It can be used as sensors also. It can also be used in the field of water purification, the removal of the toxic metal ions from the wastewater. And the disadvantages is to go for the higher generations like G10 and G11, it might take months and months together. So one really need to work on it so as to find out the solutions for this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. If anybody wants to ask question to ma'am, please type your question in chat box.
Anything else?
Ma'am, if there is any question, I will ask you, ma'am.
Okay, sure.
Yes. So now we are moving to our next talk. Thank you, madam, for giving your valuable insights on smart supramolecular dendrimers.
So nice of you.
Ma'am, I'm sure that your talk on the topic smart supramolecular dendrimers will help the audience for better understanding of the subject. Thank you once again. Now let us move towards our third and next session. May I now request Dr. Navneet Kumar Lamba sir, Head Department of Mathematics, Sri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandad, to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari sir. Lamba sir, please.
Thank you, Pankaj sir. I, Dr. Navneet Kumar Lamba, Head Department of Mathematics at Sri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya. It is a matter of great pride for me to introduce Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari sir. Dr. Tiwari is the Director and CEO at the Institute of Advanced Materials, IAAM, Sweden. In order to make a significant contribution and a long-lasting impact, Professor Tiwari has created firms that allow for building joint infrastructures and bring business giants together on one platform. IAAM has stimulated a significant enhancement of the quality of partnership formed within the scientific world. Dr. Tiwari also serves as a high-end professor and has in fact held several honorary professor titles since 2009. Professor Tiwari has also been the recipient of huge number of fellowships like Marie Curie, the European Commission, JSPS Regular, Bridge Fellow, NIMS Postdoctorate Fellow, Japan SI, etc. He is also the recipient of several recognitions and awards for his notable contribution to the field of advanced material, nanosciences and nanotechnology. Professor Ashutosh Tiwari has written as many as 500 articles and has edited, authored around 50 books related to the advanced material and nanotechnology. Dr. Tiwari has been a leader in the area of translational research related to the biomedical methods and smart devices. He is a pioneer in the areas such as molecular electronics, cloud medicine, sensor, digital healthcare, and has invented advanced L-based healthcare management system such as doorstep hospital to make the life of the people more comfortable. Professor Tiwari also works as a scientific evaluator. He serves as an expert on a number of committees and panels to a wide range of government and non-government agencies. He is a member of PhD committee and has also delivered more than 125 invited and keynote lectures in various prestigious international conferences. And there is many more to know about Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari sir, but time doesn't allow us to go in detail. Sir, we are lucky to say that we are here with such a great personality like you. So on behalf of organizer, may I request Dr. Tiwari Saab to please start with their respective presentation or talk. Please,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Navneet. It's my honor. I would like to first thanks to Professor Mishram. She invited me for this conference to talk about our work. I'm going to discuss more on the technological breakthrough and how the society can be benefited with the advent of technology. So mostly I will discuss whatever we have done from last 15 years as a researcher and then turn into the translational entrepreneur. So that's what I will discuss, especially for students and Dr. Pradeep, he was mentioning like this institute is located at the remote places, especially the village. Students mostly studying in both degree colleges, postgraduate colleges. So I'm also belong a village part of India. Like we have done sort of, I mean, the real experience which I have. So when you study remote place, doesn't matter. You have lost the opportunities. So you can be turned into the reality, like all depends on like whatever skill you have and how you grown up with the values. That's most important. So I'm going to share now my presentation and give you some glance what we have done and how the technology came into the reality to transform the healthcare sectors. So let me share my screen. So I'm going to talk about the technological breakthroughs and how the nanotechnology could enable miniaturized and flexible devices which could, give the opportunity to design the new products which relate the healthcare monitoring and also the management. So the background of my talk is more on the complete healthcare, where I will little bit talk about like how these healthcare sectors all about. The most important part is when someone's sick, you need to have first the precise diagnostics. This is where is the most important to have, the proper therapy and the selection of the medicine. So this area is basically, especially the therapeutic part is basically influenced, sort of inspired by the philosophical thought like magic bullets. So magic bullets is like it was actually the philosophy came into in 1800, like where the therapeutics molecule can target the disease like bullets. So targeted therapy is one important area in the healthcare. And then the second part is like how the therapy is going to be response. So response of action is very important. And all these two, the actions depends on the diagnostics. And here, using the diagnostic devices, we are now have a hope to have the real-time diagnostics, and we can also able to monitor the course of actions. So I would like to little, it's very important actually to know what are the challenges in the healthcare. So first challenge is more like related to the lifestyle diseases. For example, diverse population is affected. Then cardiac diseases, almost 70 million people die every year, and it's growing by 2030. Most likely 25 million people probably will affected, and so this area is very important. Infection, because of the infection, and we are now facing the pandemic situation of coronavirus. I will also take the study.
मीटिंग वगैरे घेतली, मीटिंग मध्ये त्यांनी म्हटलं की डायरेक्ट असा स्टेटमेंट.
Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir. We are not audible to you. कुछ करेंगे, कुछ कर.
I think he has to share again screen.
हो मी दिलं स्टेटमेंट दिलं ते.
No sir. Oh. Sir, so audio is mute. Everything is fine.
Hello.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes. You're audible now.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So even from the beginning, I
okay.
Shall I start now?
Share your
Please.
screen now, sir.
Again, now?
Sir, please share your screen.
Meshram sir,
Yes sir.
request all audience to switch off.
Yes sir.
Hello. Okay, so I'm going to start again. In my talk, I'm going to review the technological breakthroughs, most importantly, nanotechnology, and also how these nanotechnologies can to design the care. The background of my talk is how the healthcare all about. It's two part, like diagnostics and also and then the treatment. So diagnostic is very important in the healthcare. So for that we need to have a proper device, and the device can have ability to diagnose properly the
Hello, dear participants. Actually, Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari, sir, his connection is lost for a while.
Hello.
Tiwari, sir. Yes, sir. There is a network issue from your side, sir. Actually, your bandwidth is very low. Sir, you can proceed for your presentation.
Okay, just a minute.
Yes, sir. Take your time, please.
Meshram sir.
Yes, sir.
Still you can say to audience that they can mute their mic.
Yes, sir. All the audience are muted, sir. Actually, I have muted all the audience. Ashutosh, sir, you can now share your screen.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yes. Yes, sir. Please take your time, sir.
Yeah, I'm actually changing the internet. Just a minute.
Okay, sir. Okay, fine.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, maybe better network.
Your screen is visible, sir. Please proceed for your lecture.
Okay, so aging population is also sort of a challenge which we need to address in healthcare. We are expecting almost 2 billion population might be the older than about 60 years older by 2050. So this is, a very important thing. So I'm now going to a little focus on the coronavirus, COVID-19, and how these are the key points which we need to be taken care, like the virus affected respiratory tract. We all know these symptoms, pneumonic symptoms, and also this virus basically came from the animal, and it is now transmitted to human and directly, and can have, sort of transmission medium. It should be, it was at the beginning respiratory droplets, but now even we have heard about like even airborne may be also possible. So the challenges in this with this virus is like this. Now we are facing the pandemic situation, worldwide health emergency, and they're affecting the humans' socio-economic status as well. So several drawbacks for the diagnosis we have, control the making the coronavirus pandemic a more uncontrolled. So it's because this is the virus, and we need to be taken care. I'll control the breathing, and breathing, or even have sort of barriers where we can like by distance, and so for that we need a sort of the mass screening where the immunological and genetic methods we adopt, and by the stopping the day-to-day life, and due to limited sources, we can avoid through the physical distancing. So transmission is a big challenge. So objective of this, what is the main objective? So we have facing health emergency worldwide. So we need to use smart strategies where the wireless technology could help, and address also research addresses also important, like where we see the prognosis and how we could control the chronic infections using wireless medicine. And adaptation of that advanced technology is very important to manage this pandemic situation using smart strategies. So all these points are taken care by the most of the government, including Government of India, also European Union, and also the most affected countries like United States or Brazil. They are also now used to have all these different parameters in their healthcare systems. So diagnosis of the coronavirus pandemic mainly taken care by the two methods. Immunological methods at first stage might be helpful. Molecular methods, it's a more consisting, the feature toward the affected identity of the strain. So basically, coronavirus also having there's several strains, and every areas we have, when we analyze the molecular methods, we found that there is several mutations and mutants. Now we have, even in India, I think each location having a mutant coronavirus. Treatments of the coronavirus is one of the primary agenda. So antiviral or antipathogenic drugs is important, need to be developed precisely, and that could be the release of pandemic situation, and by time beings, I think we stop the mobility. That's why we are mostly the rigid and using static way to control the disease. The practice abundantly, prescribe the advanced terms, is top down and overall activity. This is not possible. So we have to have somehow a more controlled way where we can use sort of limited mobility, but we can carry on the work. So coronavirus diagnosis is most important, what we learn. So it all depends on the structure of the human virus receptors. So coronavirus having, the membrane proteins, and then also inside the RNA genetic materials. So they have characteristic spikes, and this spikes protein is importantly, to identify, and that's what we use in the detection methodologies. So ELISA-based antibody strips are nowadays came into the market, and this is helpful to quick twist of the coronavirus. So this is how virus is detected in clinical laboratories. So you can see the ELISA and these detection methods might be, precisely detect the infections. We have also SARS-CoV antibody test as well. So where IgG test line or IgM test line we use, and by this methods we can see these control lines, and finally in 1 or 2 hours we can have the test results. I think this is a more actually popular one, the real-time PCR test for the pathogen detection. That's what the final actually confirmatory test which we use, where the genetic materials assay we detect by the real-time PCR, and that's why it takes actually a lot of time. So this method is important. And receptors in human, so there are 2 different receptors we also check in this detection. So ACE2 and ACE1, and this is another way of methods where the coronavirus detecting. So by the infections, there is different organs you can see almost all organs get affected. So we have to be very careful now to have, using the mask and also keep distancing so that we can avoid the infection. So principal objective, which is very important, what exactly need to be in healthcare. So there is a three actually pillars. One is like a finest smart diagnostics. Then we need a finest therapy, and for both we need a personalized healthcare. So individual strategy for healthcare management is important, and that's give us the disease diagnostics at the beginning, even very beginning at the molecular level. And with this, we can think about therapy at the molecular level. So at the very beginning, we need to have, all these three segments, and for that, we rely on the technology. So I'm going to give you the glance where the new age healthcare technology is going to be lying nowadays on the different way. So for example, wireless sensors, where you can see the one example where the Bluetooth enabled sensors can detect the bacterial infection in the tooth, or the concept of the retinal implant, where the atomic thick surface or implants, give us the way for retinal implantation. Graphene also, there is a set of results where we have found that the neural transmission could also possible at the atomic surfaces. And all these components, different components, can give us the way to design the flexible smart systems using different way. For example, all these different platforms where smart watches or wearable, or e-tattoos or wearable flexible sensors, and smart tablets, smartphones, all are basically using as a platforms where the flexible sensors or miniaturized sensors we use, or wearable sensor we use as a part of for the diagnostics or real-time diagnostics. For designing of sensors, we need the materials where we can integrate the dynamic biological interfaces tuned with the light, with the electricity, temperature, or mechanical or pH, enzymatic factors, ion strength, and so. So for all these, or even implantable systems, we can integrate where we can rely the bioelectrocatalysis, where on and off features or cell behaviors, or antibacterial surfaces, or even on-demand sensing could possible by integration of such materials. So the most important thing is we can understand first the logics, how we could program the nano systems and bring all into the digital devices. So development of
Dr. Tiwari sir, extremely sorry to interrupt you. Actually, slide number 4 is displayed on the screen. Can you please change the slide? For a long time, slide number 4 is displayed and not other slides.
No, I'm changing actually my slides.
Actually, slides are not displayed on the screen. Whatever the changes you are making there.
Maybe
yes.
Slow internet. Can you see?
Yes, sir. Now, yes, sir. Yes. Please proceed, sir.
Okay, so so development of dynamic nanotechnology with the artificial intelligence as a function is now the key challenges for future biomedical devices, especially healthcare at home. So I'm going to quote, maybe here you can see in this diagram where the several biological entity can integrate with the digital platforms, and with the AI functions, we can understand the different biological phenomena, and this may be correlated with the disease as well. So these are the interfacial emerging, especially the embedded tools where the structures could recognize and identify in the digital healthcare networks. I'm giving you some examples where the interfaces could, specifically give the response to their respective analytes. So here you can see the graphene and the graphene surfaces linked with the enzyme, and that respective enzyme can have, the on and off states of the, coupled with the temperature. So by changing a temperature, just 20 to 30 degree, there is a accessibility of the substrate and reaction with the enzymes, could control and see the on and off phenomena. So this was actually work which we have realized in 2014, published in 2014, where we have given a sort of evidence where the smart and flexible bioelectronics on the graphene could be a new frontier in the field of biosensors. And the biodevices suffer from a lack of control and regulation, but with this model, we have given the on and off switchable zipper-like graphene interfaces, and that could manipulate the biological interactions. Another example you could see here, the light-triggered switchable biodevices, where light can, by changing the wavelength of lights, you can control the interaction on the graphene or even atomic thin surfaces. And here we have realized that the similar phenomena, like we have established with temperature, we could also see by changing the wavelength of light. So this is a sort of a remote control phenomena. And the next one was like auto-switchable bioelectronic systems. We have developed by changing temperature, pH, and it was actually linked with the different enzymatic reactions. And we found that this could be also precisely controlled and can have auto-switchable interfaces. The next system which we have developed like a programmable bioelectronics, where different logics we have created, and by changing the light and inputs or temperature inputs, we have found that two substrate systems could give a sort of results, and it was actually very well established by temperature and light. So all these actually the fundamentals results given us the idea how we could digitalize the healthcare systems, and especially for that we need medical sensors. So medical sensors and especially the flexible medical system sensors, and all these medical sensors should have a wireless capability, and these can be transfer the data through the mobile devices, for example, smartphones, tablet, or iPad, and all these results could be stored at the server where the medical, even doctor or hospital or clinic could access all these data, even though you are sleeping or running or remotely working from the hospitals. So it means the digital transformation of the healthcare could change the life. That's what we are doing actually. And here you can see by smartphone, all these data and even communication we could do with the patients. We could also communicate with the doctors or communicate with the pharmacy or diagnostic centers. All different components can easily run through this transformation. And basically, this will a lot of restrict the mobility. And you probably will be surprised to know the most of the infection come through the mobility. So that's what we should control the mobility and stop unnecessary movements at the mass level. So these all data ideas actually we turn into the reality by giving the concept, the cloud health services. So we developed the YUM hospitals. You can see the www.yumhospitals.com. So where we started a service for the cardiac care. So in case if you guys would like to use this service, we have cardiologists, and in case, especially the cardiac patients, I think it's a fantastic service. So I will recommend if somebody need a cardiac support, or even we have a very high qualified doctors, Dr. Yogesh Shukla. He is the director of the YUM hospitals, and we have also set up the mostly all the PhDs actually in their respective areas. So we actually set this one and revolutionized the world of smart healthcare. So it's like a wearable health devices, all integrated with IoT. All these data actually analyzed through artificial intelligence and machine learning. And then we create the cloud medicine concept, where the sequential support system we can get, and we can avoid the severe problem because most of the cardiac patients basically die because of not in time support, health support. So even this product actually patented in India by our organization, and it's more on the next generation healthcare management systems. And this is all about on the digitalization, where different components of healthcare could integrate at the same platforms, and all these get help and support without going from one place to another place. So this is more on this healthcare management, and we have first started with the cardiac care. We have also got very good attention even from the government of India. We have tied on the COVID cloud care. So COVID cloud care is a concept where to take care for the coronavirus, where the COVID-19 virtual test kit we designed actually for Indian population, and to assist and identify the disease hotspots and tracking. So I think you all know about the app which government of India actually suggested to their population, public. It's more even the next level where we are going to track the disease and also assist patients and to get the infections. In case if you guys want to know more about, you can see the COVID-19 tab, where you will find the information. So this is a very simple platform where we got the attention from the media. Even European magazine, they have covered this technology which we have launched in India. Total cardiac care solutions. So this is like a patient can register online and several opinion. Actually, I given insight, like we normally rely on the one doctor's diagnostics. I asked doctors, we should have at least 3 opinions for any treatment, not one, at least 3 opinions, parallel opinions. When the 3 doctors come into the common conclusion, then start medicine. It's not like one doctor might be wrong, and I think only 6 to 10% in first sight diagnostics only correct. Only only less than 10%. So you can imagine how much patient get, a sort of into the risk. It's like an experimental animal, basically, of the doctor. So that's what we have given 3 parallel opinion to start any medication. By this total cardiac care solution, that's what we are doing, the online and the schedule where you can have the meetings with the doctors, video calls, quality doctors you can get. You can also get diagnosed, you can talk with them. And even the best part is 24 hours connect with the doctors. That's most important. So that's what we are creating with this platform. So I would like to conclude here. So digital healthcare using nano devices or smart devices have achieved a considerable attention, both in commercial sites and also academic sites. And healthcare needs for the new and all these, we should create the easy to use, most important, home and cloud medicine is greater than ever. Nanoelectronics are enable the effective cloud healthcare. Next generation healthcare nanosystem is targeted, integrated with the internet and mobile platforms such as digital healthcare and cloud care at home. The progress in this field would make a significant contribution to wireless medicine. So that's what is important. This project was a highly collaborative project. We had more than 15 countries, over 50 organizations. So you can see the number of the researchers. I love to work with the young researchers. You can see a lot of young guys. Research and innovation group in collaboration, which what Mike or even Professor Mishram was quoted. The important part is what you are doing and what you are addressing and impacting the society. So technology development partners and collaboration institutes, I would like to acknowledge all and thank you very much. So basically, if you guys would like to see the products, you can just simply go to www.mhospitals.com. So there is plenty of things, especially the coronavirus, COVID-19. We have created platforms to protect yourself. You can also go to bbrigroup.com. It is mostly the translational technology, which we are actually creating a bridging to translate into for the market. And I'm mostly focusing on the translational research. So that's what I would recommend all researchers, what they are doing, it should somehow or one day should be directly used to the society. For the researchers working in the material science, if they would like to connect with the international platforms, please check imonline.org. It is a very big network of material scientists where I'm Secretary General. So we have more than 50,000 members from 125 countries. So thank you very much. And if somebody has a question, I will love to answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you for sharing your research work and giving your valuable insights on technological breakthroughs, nanotechnology-enabled tools, and new product design for healthcare. Sir, indeed, it will be a great pleasure for all of us if we get an opportunity to listen to you again in future event. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, we are moving toward the last session of the event. May I now request Dr. Ritesh Kohde, sir, who is Head Department of Physics, Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya, Hingna, to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Baba Saheb Sankapat. Ritesh Kohde, sir, please.
Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me to introduce our next speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we rarely get this kind of opportunity to listen the words of great knowledgeable person who is going to deliver his talk in this next technical session. Yes, definitely I'm talking about Dr. Baba Saheb Sankapal sir. Well, Dr. Babasaheb Sankapal is a professor in Department of Physics and working as an Associate Dean, Visvesvaraya National Institute of Technology, VNIT Nagpur, Institute of National Importance. After obtaining his PhD from Shivaji University, Kolhapur in 2001, he worked as a scientist, Helmholtz Center, Hans-Mattner Institute, Berlin, Germany, JSPS postdoctoral fellow, Gifu University, Japan, and research associated at University of Wisconsin, United States of America. He is also a recipient of Young Scientist Outstanding Work Presentation Award by Material Research Society, Japan in December 2005, and by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, to participate in the meeting of Nobel laureates in Lindau University, Germany, 2001. Moreover, he has 133 publications with Scopus Index of 33. He has guided total 30 PhD students. Dr. Sankapal received about 212 lakhs from 7 major research projects from DST, CERB, DAE, VRNS, and UGC funding agencies. He worked as a head Department of Physics, VNIT, for 2 years, and as a head Physics. He successfully received DST FSIR grants of 219 lakhs. He is a fellow of Maharashtra Academy of Sciences, member of the Institute of Physics, the Institute of Science Congress Association, Indian Association of Physics Teachers, and Material Research Society of India. His research expertise includes the synthesis of nanomaterials, quantum dots, nanowires, nanotubes of inorganic semiconducting materials by using simple and low-cost chemical routes towards the device-grade developments such as solar cells, sensors, and supercapacitors. So, with his glorious achievements and outstanding profile, with a great pleasure, may I now request Dr. Babasaheb Sankapal on the online platform to please deliver his talk on flexible solid-state supercapacitor. Please, sir.
Sorry, it is not a supercapacitor. It is for solar cells. Sorry.
Oh, extremely sorry, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for this nice introduction. And I wish to thank this convener of this conference, International Conference on Advanced Materials for Future Technologies, that is a smart technology. So here, first I can share the screen. Okay. Screen is audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Your screen is displayed.
And screen is displayed?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Here, I wish to give some demonstration type of things that how this nano can play a very important role so that we can make some devices in the laboratory. So this is the state of art I'm going to present for the audience, those who belongs to the rural areas where they don't have that much facilities, still they can work on the nano. So here I made the title, that is the Smart Nano Colorful Device Grade Solar Cell Application, which is based on the concept called as a dye sensitized solar cell application. So whenever we are doing any research, right, instead of just synthesizing the materials or just characterizing the materials, if you are applying that material for any device grade application which is applicable to the society, then it is a great help for the society. So this is just solar cell that we made in the laboratory, and the state of the art it will be presented, that how these devices can be made in the laboratory by using simple solution chemistry without that much sophisticated instruments, means that can be the low cost technology. So before going into detail, just I wish to introduce my institute, that is the Visvesvaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur. So this is our Institute of National Importance, which is a central government, and it is an autonomous institute funded by MHRD. Actually, we have three major branches, that is the engineering, architecture, and basic sciences. So inside this one, we have 10 sub branches like architecture, chemical engineering, civil engineering, and a lot of branches are there. And from the basic sciences, we have physics, chemistry, as well as the maths, and also we have humanities department for the English. So we are giving a degree as a BTech, those who are done and qualifying the examination, that is JEE, and they are entering in our institute, and we are giving for them as a BTech, and then also MTech as well as the PhD. And from the basic sciences, we are giving MSc as well as the PhD, and we are providing fellowship to MTech, PhD fellowship from the institute. So, and humanities, it is there as a supporting department. As a language, it is the most important in any engineering field whenever you are getting some jobs. So going into the talk, just I wish to introduce that whatever you are thinking about the source of electricity, right? So whenever you are thinking about source of electricity, that may be the renewable or non-renewable energy sources are there. So whenever you are thinking about the sources, then if it is unlimited source of energy that we are utilizing in terms of, for example, sun, then it is a great help. So we are utilizing this unlimited source of energy by means of photovoltaics, that is called as a solar cell. So as you can have the idea about the silicon solar cells or different solar cells are available in the market. And these are solar cells which are mostly imported, right? So silicon solar cell are there, then CDT type, CDS, CDT type solar cells are there, then CIGSS type solar cell are there. And nowadays, different solar cell are coming with the different concepts like perovskite solar cell, dye-sensitized solar cell, then solar cell. Right. These are the different solar cell like indium phosphide, gallium arsenide type of solar cell are there. So each solar cell, it is having its own advantage as well as disadvantage. So most important disadvantage of this solar cell is that the cost issue, it is very high. Although efficiency, it is very high for some solar cells, but cost issue, it is there, which is very high. So we have to tackle about this problem about the cost issue, right? So whenever you are thinking about the energy conversion by means of solar cell, so whenever you are thinking about the solar cell, there are different parameters that you have to consider. The first parameter, it is there, that cost. Then whatever the method that you are processing that type of solar cell, and the availability of the raw material that you are going to use, and what application it is there, whether it is domestic or for satellite application it is there. Whenever you are thinking about the satellite application, as area is restricted, you have to use very high efficiency of the solar cell. But whenever you are thinking about the domestic use where area is not a problem, then your solar cell should be low cost. Although if efficiency is a little bit smaller, then no issue at all, right? Then whenever you are thinking about the cost should be very low. And whatever the method it is there, that method should be easy and accessible. And whatever raw material you are using for the solar cell to develop, that material should be very easily available. For example, if you are making any solar cell, like a silicon solar cell are there, right? Then that silicon solar cell, to produce that silicon solar cell are very costly, because in order to fabricate the silicon solar cell, right, in order to create that silicon in a clean room environment, right, so cost issue can be increased. So instead of that one, just I wish to demonstrate about the dye-sensitized solar cell, which are much cheaper than the silicon type of solar cell, which was produced by Professor Michael Kladge. So then when we are thinking about the dye-sensitized solar cell, before going to the principle how it works, just we can have the idea about simple how P type and N type, that is the PN junction solar cell work, that is maybe based on silicon. So you have how, and everybody learned this one in 11-12 standard, right? Then whenever you're illuminating this type of solar cell, then generation of the electron and hole pair are there in the depletion region, and this electron hole pair gets separated because of the built-in field. This electron travel through the external circuit, and then circuit is completed, and thus this solar cell works. And this is the basic principle how this PN junction solar cell works. Then our approach is that how to make the colorful solar cell. That may be based on the dye sensitized solar cell, and the cost issue, it may be low. And if it is the process, it is low temperature, then it is a great achievement. And if it is attractive along with the sharp cut in production cost and about the flexible solar cell, just I want to talk about the colorful solar cell that we made in the color can be made. Colorful, if it is see-through, it is a little bit transparent, if it is flexible, if it is cheap, and if it is lightweight. So if all these parameters, if it is satisfied, then you can have a wide application around us. So it can use for the light to electricity conversion as well as for attractive application as well. So how this dye sensitized solar cell works? As here, these are the two diagrams I wish to demonstrate. That one is the energy band diagram, and the second one is the schematic, that is the cross section of this solar cell. So basic concept it is there that you should have the TCO as a glass, that is the transparent conducting oxide, which is coated on the glass substrate. Usually FTO or ITO that can be used to coat on the glass substrate, that is fluorine doplatine oxide or indium doplatine oxide, which can be coated on the glass substrate, which can be conduct, so that glass can be made conducting as well as the transparent, right? So on this, usually you have to use the wide bandgap semiconductor, and TiO2 it is commonly used as a wide bandgap semiconductor, which is having high surface area. So the material requirement for the dye sensitized solar cell, the first material it is there, which is a wide bandgap, and interconnection of the nanoparticles should be there so that it can have very high surface area. On this one, you can coat one monolayer of the dye so that you can get the very high surface area for this dye molecule, which is coated on the high surface area interconnected nanoparticle network. And then you can place the liquid electrolyte, and then you can have the cathode as a back contact. Usually platinum, thin layer of the platinum, which is coated on the FTO, that is the tissue glass, and which can be used as a cathode material. But nowadays people are trying different materials to replace this platinum, as this platinum may be costly, although it may be thin. Right, and this is the energy band diagram, how it works. So before going into detail, we can see that how this solar cell works. So if you illuminate with the visible light, right, and this TiO2, it is having the valence band and the conduction band, and then you can have a di, HOMO and HOMO, and then the electron light. So after illumination of the light, right, this dye molecule, dye it is there, which is used for the excitation, so that whatever visible light it is there, it can fall on the dye, and then it can generate the electron, and it can transfer to the conduction band of the wide bandgap TiO2, which is a semiconductor. And then this electron transferred through the external circuit to the electrolyte, and this cycle it is completed and the electricity it is generated. This is a simple way how we can understand this type of solar cell. Then from the cross section, we can see that after illumination, light can excite the and electricity it is generated. And this is a simple way how we can understand.
Hello, sir. Sir, your voice is not clear actually. Hello, sir. Your voice is not clear to the audience.
Now it is audible?
No, sir. No, it is not audible clearly. No, sir, not.
1 minute.
There is no problem with screen sharing, but your voice is not audible.
Voice is not audible.
Yes.
Can I
Yes,
again I can share so that audible it is?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Now it is audible, sir.
Okay. So can I explain once again this dye sensitized solar cell?
Why not, sir? Please go.
Okay, so here I wish to demonstrate this dye-sensitized solar cell, right? And there are basically two diagrams it is given. One is on the basis of the energy band diagram, and the second one it is there where you can see the actual cross section of the dye-sensitized solar cell. So here it is a TCO layer, it is there, that is a transparent conducting oxide layer, it is there, right? Where FTO or ITO can be used as a TCO, that is the fluorine doped tin oxide or indium doped tin oxide, which is coated on the glass substrate. And then you should have the wide bandgap semiconductor. Usually TiO2, it is used as a wide bandgap semiconductor. The basic requirement it is that it should have the wide bandgap and interconnection of the nanoparticle should be there. So on this wide bandgap semiconductor, usually dye it is coated, which is a monolayer of the dye, which is coated on the wide bandgap semiconductor. For this wide bandgap, mostly TiO2, it is used as a wide bandgap semiconductor, where dye can be ruthenium dye, where it is having NCs group, which can attach very well with the TiO2. The idea is that it should have wide bandgap, means what? Whatever light it is coming on the TCO glass, it can pass through the TCO wide bandgap semiconductor and it can fall on the dye molecule, where there is a generation of the electron from the dye molecule. And then you can place the liquid electrolyte, and then you can have a cathode, usually platinum it is used, which is coating of the thin layer on the TCO as a glass. Then on the energy band diagram, we can understand how this solar cell works. Then when you illuminate the light with this type of solar cell, the electron excites within the dye and it is transferred to the conduction band of the TiO2. And this electron transferred through the external circuit, and this electron transferred through the external circuit to the electrolyte, and this cycle it is completed and the electricity it is generated. Then in the block diagram, you can see how it generates. This electron, it is generated from this dye molecule. Here you can see that, and then it is transferred to the wide bandgap semiconductor through the external circuit to the TCO to the electrolyte, and this cycle it is completed and the electricity it is generated. The world record efficiency it is achieved in 1991, about 11%, and now it is about 12.5%. And this world record efficiency reported by Professor Michael Gradzel from Switzerland. So he is a Professor Michael Gradzel, who is the inventor of this dye-sensitized solar cell. I met in Sweden in 2006. So how we made this device in the laboratory, that is the device made in the laboratory as a smaller scale, that by using simple solution chemistry. So in this device, what we have mask that for the use for the illumination, that only empty area it can pass the visible light, then glass, then TCO, then compact layer it is there, then porous layer it is there. For the dye-sensitized solar cell, we should have the porous layer with the interconnected nanoparticle. As porous layer it is there, and we are using the liquid electrolyte. That liquid electrolyte can penetrate through the porous layer, which can maybe contacted with the TCO, and your device gets shortened. So in order to avoid this one, either you have to use the compact or seeded layer to block this electrolyte, which can be directly contacted to the TCO layer, and then you can have electrolyte and back contact. Then here I want to demonstrate how the stepwise development it is done, and it is done on the basis of zinc oxide, not the TiO2. Right? Usually TiO2 it is used as a wide bandgap semiconductor, but we have used zinc oxide instead of TiO2, and then we have used the dye and then liquid electrolyte and back contact. So then finally the device testing. So here we have used simple spray pyrolysis technique that we developed in the laboratory to coat the TCO, that is the FTO, fluorine doped tin oxide, on the glass substrate. Here you can see that this transparency it is more than 93%, and you can see that in the cross-section image, you can see the thickness of the FTO it is there, about it is 300 nanometer, and the series resistance it is still high because we made in the laboratory 15 ohm per square. And we have used tin chloride, ethanol and water, and deposition temperature is just 450 degrees Celsius. Right, but nowadays commercially available TCOs are available in the market like FTO or ITO, and these are now still cheaper, which are available from different companies. So how we made this zinc oxide? So why we have choose the zinc oxide? Because people are using TiO2, which is a colloidal coating it is there, and they are using Degussa P25, which is having the size of the particle, it is 25 nanometer. Right, and then they are making the colloidal solution and then coating on the FTO, then firing at 450 degrees Celsius, then dye adsorption and drying it is there. So most importantly, if you are using low temperature synthesis approach, it is there, then insufficient necking between the particle may be there. That can be a disadvantage. But we have taken this as a low temperature approach so that zinc oxide can be coated on the FTO coated glass substrate instead of going at 450 degrees Celsius. Actually, our idea, it was to deposit this zinc oxide at room temperature, but we have not succeeded that much, but still we have achieved that zinc oxide just at 200 degrees Celsius instead of 450 degrees Celsius as that of the TiO2. So these are the property of the zinc oxide, and TiO2 it is there for the comparison. And as the energy band diagram, it is almost similar, but zinc oxide, it is having very high electron mobility. But if you see the chemical stability of the TiO2, it is very high, but zinc oxide, it is low chemically stable. But this is maybe we have taken as a advantage that you can deposit the zinc oxide by using simple solution chemistry with different morphologies, because the basic requirement for the dye sensitive solar cell is that it should have very high surface area, right? So for this, we have deposited this zinc oxide by using two chemical methods. One is called as a chemical bath deposition, where you can put the cation and anion together, and the another method it is there, which is used as a to deposit compact zinc oxide, which is called as a CILAR method, that is the successive ionic layer adsorption and reaction method. So first I want to demonstrate about this CILAR method. So CILAR, that is the dipping the substrate into separately placed cationic and anionic solution. So here we have used for the zinc oxide as a precursor solution, that is zinc acetate with ammonia, which is kept at room temperature, and just we have used water at a higher temperature. Then we have taken the FTO coated glass substrate, then we have dipped inside the cationic precursor solution where zinc ion adsorption it is there. So whenever you are dipping the cationic precursor solution, there is a zinc ion adsorption, and then we are taking the same substrate and then we have dipped inside the anionic precursor solution. Then there is a formation of the zinc hydroxide and maybe some part of the zinc oxide it is there. But the most important requirement for the dye sensitized solar cell, that you should have wide bandgap semiconductor, right? And it can be metal oxide, so it should not have the hydroxide part, right? So in order to remove this hydroxide part, we have annealed this one at 200 degrees Celsius for 1 hour to convert this hydroxide part to convert into the pure oxide, so that we can get the zinc oxide on the FTO coated glass substrate. And this we have termed as a seeded zinc oxide or compact zinc oxide, right? And we have done some X-ray diffraction pattern so that you can see that whether this zinc oxide it is deposited or not, right? And we can see that this is a hexagonal structure of the zinc oxide, and this is orientation along C-axis, that is the perpendicular to the substrate surface. And this is we are calling as a seeded zinc oxide, which is a little bit compact, so that there is no liquid penetration should be there, which can touch to the TCU. And this here in the ACM, you can see that this is seeded zinc oxide, which can act as a pre-nucleation center for the further growth of the zinc oxide, which is having very high surface area. It is having a little bit high surface area, but it is not too high, so that you can adsorb the dye. Then the next approach that we have done as the porous zinc oxide, it is there, that we have deposited on this compact zinc oxide or seeded zinc oxide. So that we have deposited by using simple chemical bath deposition. In the CILAR, we have placed cationic and anionic precursor separately, but in the chemical bath deposition, we have placed the cationic and anionic precursor in the same bath. Then this is a schematic, that this is a chemical bath deposition technique that we have used in the laboratory, where we have dipped the substrate in the cationic and anionic solution. For zinc oxide, that is the porous zinc oxide, what we have used, we used zinc acetate with hexamethyl tetramine, and just we have used room temperature deposition. Deposition temperature, deposition time can be varied, and then we have annealed this deposited film at 200 degrees Celsius to take out the hydroxide part. And this is the photo image of the zinc oxide, which is coated on the seeded zinc oxide. And this is a white in color. As this is white in color, this is a wide bandgap zinc oxide, so that whatever visible part it is there, it should pass through this zinc oxide. Then this is X-ray diffraction pattern to confirm this zinc oxide, and this is the bandgap determination that we have calculated, that this is alpha h nu square versus h nu, so that you can see that whether it is a wide bandgap or not, and this is having the bandgap value greater than 3 electron volt. Is whatever the visible part it is there, it should pass through this zinc oxide, which can fall on the one monomer of the dye molecules. So this is a morphology of the zinc oxide, which is deposited by using chemical bath deposition technique. And this is a 2 micrometer. Then you can think whether this is a porous or not. It is still porous, or we can say this is maybe micro porous, but it is not still nanoporous. So in order to get clear idea whether it is nanoporous or not, because there are 2 requirements it is there, it should be having very high surface area and interconnection of the nanoparticles should be there. Then you can get the clear resolution, and then you can see how it is there. At this 100 nanometer scale bar, you can see that this zinc oxide is with the interconnection of the nanoparticle it is there, which is having very high surface area, right? And this is the beauty of the zinc oxide that we have used in the dye sensitized solar cell. So here it is a cross-section analysis, and then we have done some hydrophilic test. It is there for the dye adsorption, so that you can see the wettability it is there or not. Then all these results are published inside the journal, that is the Journal of Alloys and Compound. And we have deposited the different morphology of the zinc oxide. You can get the zinc oxide in nanorod, nanopetals, nano periods are there, right? And then cactus-like morphology it is there. All these parameters are there, which are listed inside this one. Then you can use this one for a different application. Then how we adsorb the dye on the zinc oxide. Then what we have done, that we have dipped this zinc oxide inside the ethanolic solution of the dye, so that 1 molar of the dye can be coated on the zinc oxide. So then we have used platinum coated contact as a cathode, and then we have used the liquid electrolyte, which is a polyuride, by using capillary action. So this is a complete device it is there. Here you can see that we have used initially as a evosin white dye, right, which is a red in color. The most important requirement for this zinc oxide is that whenever you are absorbing the dye on the zinc oxide, you should have the carboxylic group, right? And whenever you are using CO2, you should have the NCOH group. That is the most important requirement. As you can see, this evosin Y, it is red in color, which is having very in the visible part. It is from 500 to 550 nanometer. It is there. Very small absorption. It is there, right? How much micromolar solution we have used for this adsorption, and you can see that this is zinc oxide which is coated with the dye, which is a red color, so that you can have a red color in your hand to make the red color solar cell. So we have optimized this one. We have varied the different parameter. The area, it is 1 centimeter square, is right, and here you can see that how much efficiency we have achieved. The efficiency about 2% we have achieved by using this evosin Y, which is adsorbed on the zinc oxide. And you can see the cost issue of this evosin Y. This, for example, 700, 800 rupees, you can get about 25 gram of the evosin Y, and we have a solution, so that the quantity requirement, it is there very, very low, and zinc oxide, it is also low. Whatever the solar cell we have fabricated, these are the low cost solar cell, and efficiency, it is not good efficiency. Where area is not a problem, there you can use this type of solar cell. Solar energy, all the parameter it is possible to get from this journal publication. Then in order to get the higher efficiency, what we have done, we have used another dye which is called as a D149 dye, which is having also carboxylic group, right, which is adsorbed on the zinc oxide, which is having higher absorption than the evosin Y, and we have achieved the efficiency about 3.5%, right, which is a good achievement it is there. And these results are published inside the journal that is called as a material letters. All the parameters it is there, and you can see that this is about 3.5% efficiency by using D149 on the zinc oxide. Also, we have used N719 dye. It is there. It is a little bit costly dye, which is adsorbed on the zinc oxide. So next approach we have did, that is the colorful approach, and this is the beauty of my presentation, right? So here you have evosin Y. Then you can use the another dye, which is a coumarin, which is yellow in color, and another dye is there, so that you can have 3 basic color in your hand, that is the red, then yellow, and then blue. For coumarin and evosin Y, there is no issue at all because it is having carboxylic group. But for this methylene blue dye, it is not having carboxylic group, but it is having chromium group. And this is, you can see the absorption spectra for individual dye, coumarin, then evosin Y, and methylene blue for yellow, red, and blue color. And this is deposited zinc oxide, which is adsorbed by the dye molecules, red color, yellow color, and the blue color. And here you can see that efficiency it is there for yellow color, it is 1.16. Just we have seen for the eosin Y to about 2%. But for methylene blue, it is very low efficiency, 0.02%, because it is not having carboxylic group, but it is having chromium group. Although it is absorption, it is very high. It is not still adsorbed very well on the zinc oxide because it is not having very perfect group to attach on the zinc oxide. That's why the efficiency it is very, very low. So then we made the advanced color pool approach. That we have three color in your hand. One is red, another one is the blue, and third one is the yellow color. It is there. Then why not to mix two color to get the another color? The same idea we have. If you mix the yellow color with the blue color, then you can get the. With the blue color, you can get the violet color. So if you are mixing these three dyes in a different proportion, then you can be possible. It can be possible to cover the whole spectrum. Okay. So just we have tried for the red and yellow color. It is because it is showing very good efficiency that we have mixed the two color, that is the red and yellow, just by chemical mixing, nothing else. So we can get the orange color, and this orange color it was absorbed on the zinc oxide. And here you can see that absorption for yellow color, this is for red color, and this is for the mixed dye. This mixed dye covers the both part of the solar spectrum, is for yellow as well as for red. And this is for the quantum efficiency against the wavelength. This is just absorption of the dye, and this is completed solar cell. Here you can see that this is for yellow, this is for red, and this is for mixed dye, right? And here you can see that the mixed dye it is there. It covers the both the yellow as well as the red region for this dye, right? So here you can see that the efficiency is enhanced, which is about 2.25%, which is more than eosin Y as well as the coumarin, because of the covering of the both the region it is. So we can have a third color, it is there in your hand, that is the orange color, right? So it is possible to cover the whole spectrum, and here we have tried the different dyes like rhodamine B, rose bengal, mercury chrome, right, N719. Each dye it is having different efficiency, which so this is the beauty of the colorful solar cell. Actually, you have zinc oxide, which is white in color. You can add some different dyes, so color and different type of solar cell, which is colorful, right? So here you can see that this is a paper published, basic idea with the advanced approach, so that efficiency boost is there, where you can have a umbrella type of solar cell. It is there. You can have a different type of solar cell. Means this is a dye sensitive solar cell with the different color. A solar cell to run the devices, and we have run as well as the scientific calculator. For the scientific calculator, what we required, you require 1.5 volt, and we have used what you call fixing it is there. So just we have used crocodile pin, it is there. There is no perfect sealing, it is there, right? Still, we have connected 3 devices in series to get 1.5 volt, and we have tested this one. It is working very well, almost for 3 to 4 months, right? And just we have to penetrate the liquid because there is no perfect sealing, so that this dye can evaporate. So you have to introduce the electrolyte inside this one. And here you can get the clear idea how this solar cell works. Light, and this is in the dark, right? Here you can see that how it is working. So this is the device that we made in the laboratory without any perfect sealing. This can work about 3 to 4 months, right, without any perfect sealing. And that is the beauty of the work, right? So without any sophisticated technology, right, just by beaker and just solution chemistry, we have developed the colorful solar cell in the laboratory. That one for light to electricity conversion, that you can have, convert the light to electricity by like a photovoltaic cell, right? And another advantage is there, whatever color it is there, which is in contact with the sunlight, this is possible to replace with this type of solar cell. Means you can have a dual purpose, one for the light to electricity conversion, and second purpose it is there for attractiveness. so that this area where area is not restricted, there you can use this type of solar cell, one for light to electricity conversion and another for the attractiveness. So this type of solar cell it is there that we have produced in the laboratory by using simple solution chemistry, by using low cost technology, right? So here, where the application it is there, if you have big is there, for blue color or maybe orange color it is there, or maybe your house it is there, right, with a different color. Instead of painting, you can use this type of solar cell, right, where area is not a problem. Although efficiency it is lower than the silicon solar cell, no problem, right? And this type of solar cell can be there if because here you are using dye can solar cell, so that it can be affordable to the utilize for this application. So this is just like a
Sir, you are not audible actually. Sankapal sir.
yes.
Yes. Now it is audible, sir. Sir, again same problem. You are not audible. No, sir, you are not audible yet.
Hello.
Yes, sir. No, sir, you are not audible yet.
Again, I'm
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I love you.
RLT वाल्यांना एक दोन लोकांनी फार हे केले होते कॉमेंट्स.
Sankapal
Hello?
sir, you are not still audible.
now audible.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Now
yes.
audible?
Now it is audible clearly. Yes, sir.
Okay. From which slide I'm not audible?
From the same slide, sir. From the same slide you have displayed.
Okay, this slide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this where very low, right? And area is not problem. This colorful solar cell can be used where it is having dual purpose. One is light to electricity conversion, and second one for the attractiveness. So next slide it is there. So here you can see that truck it is there which is running on the road where light it is plenty of light it is there where you can use this. Can play through energy and environment through the soft solution chemistry so that we can work against the global warming. Finally, I wish to acknowledge VNIT Nagpur and NMU Jalgaon and my PhD students. My PhD student Prashant Bhaviskar, he worked on this dye-sensitive solar cell. He got the DAD fellowship working in Germany. And also I wish to thank DST who has given the funding for this type of solar cell to develop in the laboratory, and our collaborator from Germany as well as the Japan. So thank you very much. If any questions are there.
Sir.
Yes.
There is a question from audience.
Yeah.
Is it possible to scale production of DSSC?
Yes. Now there is one industry working on this type of solar cell, and they are producing this solar cell and they are selling this solar cell as well. It is available in the market, but it is based on the TiO2.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I think a participant may have convinced with the answer. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. If anybody wants to ask question,
Dr.
please put your
Shankpal, I
question
would
on
like
chat
to
box.
ask one question.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, Dr. Shankpal, I mean, when you speak about the ZNO nanoparticles, we have also synthesized ZNO nanoparticles, but then whenever we synthesize those nanoparticles, every time the shape keeps on changing. So will it affect this DSSC?
Yes, because every time you have to synthesizing the parameters, if it is not fixed, you should, whatever the are there, that has to be optimized. First thing, the particle size or the area or whatever the surface area it is there, it should be same. If surface area is changing, your final performance is going to change.
Okay. Okay.
So surface area should be same. Plus minus 1-2% may. Hello.
Okay, so the surface area has to be same. I mean, plus minus 1-2%.
Yes.
You say, otherwise, I mean, it can be.
Efficiency it will be changed. Yeah. And another thing, if particle size is changing, the band gap can be changed.
Okay. With which now you are getting the
because
best
band gap
results?
depending upon the particle size.
Right. I mean, can you use some of the natural dyes also for this?
Yes, we have used, Miss, when I was working in Japan, we have used a natural dye as well. Lot of natural dye people are trying.
Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. If anyone want to ask question, please you can ask directly question to Dr. Babasaheb Sankpal, sir. Or you may put your question in chat box. Okay. So thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot for giving your valuable insights on the topic smart nano colorful device grade solar cell applications, and you have excellently delivered your talk. How silicon solar cell are costly and how dye sensitized solar cells are more superior than simple solar cells. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Dear audience, we have been listening to our esteemed speakers since morning. They have deliberating their talk in the area of advanced material. They have given us a new perspective that should be adopted while discussing the issues in the advanced material science. Now we are moving to the last part of the event. May I now request Dr. Deepak to please propose the vote. Dr. Deepak, sir. Deepak Taikar, sir, kindly unmute yourself. Dr. Deepak Taikar, sir, please unmute yourself. Yes, sir.
So it is okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Honorable management of Shri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandhad and Sant Gadge Maharaj Mahavidyalaya Hingna, respected principals of both the institutions, the distinguished speakers of today's conference, and dear participants. Very good afternoon to one and all present over here. I, Dr. Deepak Taikar, Head Department of Physics of Shri Lemde Patil Mahavidyalaya Mandhad. It is indeed an honor and privilege to me for me to propose the vote of thanks on this August occasion. Friends, we have been an integral part of this conference for the last few hours, and now we have come to the fag end of this program. We received tremendous response from participants from all over India and other part of the world as well. So thank you so much everyone for this overwhelming response. Now, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express my deep gratitude to Honorable Dr. Suryavanshi Gaidhani sir, President of Shri Chaitaneshwar Shikshan Mandal Nagpur, and Shri Udayji Mughlewar sir, Secretary, Shri Basveshwar Education Society Nagpur, for formally inaugurating this conference and gracing the occasion with their kind messages. I am exceedingly grateful to the entire management committee of both the institutions for their motivation and constant support. It gives me an immense pleasure to express heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Mikhail Shvazvari for accepting our invitation and delivering a wonderful presentation on innovation routes from advanced materials. Sir, I am sure that your talk will definitely prove exceptionally helpful to the researchers in this field. So thank you so much, sir. I am equally thankful to Dr. Josna Mishram ma'am, who took some valuable time out of her busy schedule and enlightened us with her talk on smart supramolecular dendrimers applications. I'm extremely glad to mention here that it was Mishram Madam who played an instrumental role in bringing together the elite galaxy of resource persons for this conference. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your informative talk as well as for taking such a keen interest in this event. I am deeply indebted to Dr. Ashutosh Tiwari sir for accepting our invitation and delivering insightful talk on technological breakthrough, nanotechnology enabled tools, and new product design for healthcare. Sir, there is no doubt that your talk will provide the required guidance and proper direction to new researchers in this field of nanotechnology and healthcare. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to express my deep gratitude to Dr. Baba Saheb Santpal, who blessed us with his presence and delivered a talk on smart nano-colorful devices, grade solar cell application. Sir, your talk provided the much needed guidance and new ideas to young minds. Thank you very much, sir. I am equally thankful to both principals, Dr. Pradeep Randive sir and Dr. Aarti Muglewar ma'am, for taking the initiative to organize this event and providing all the encouragement and support. I am happy to express my heartfelt gratitude to conveners, co-conveners, organizing committee members of this event, IQAC coordinators, and teaching and non-teaching staff of both the institution for their influencing support and coordination. I would also like to express my sincerest gratitude to all the participants who spread their valuable time for this conference. With this warm word, I wish to conclude the vote of thanks and declare that this conference is over. Thank you so much.
With the permission of Dr. Pradeep Randive sir and Dr. Aarti Muglewar ma'am, I would like to conclude the session. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
You may leave the session.
Yeah.
All the participants, all the speakers, you may leave the session.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.